And welcome back to Inside IUE Sports. I'm your host, Caleb Gillock, and it's an exciting time to be a part of Red Wolf Nation right now because it's the inaugural season for IUE soccer. Joining me to talk a little bit about it is the women's head coach, Shane Meridith. Shane, thanks for your time, and thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're all obviously excited with this being the inaugural season for soccer at IU East. Just tell us a little bit about the planning process and what's got us up to this point.
Well, it's crazy to think about the last time I was in here speaking with you and talking about what we could be and our goals and how we wanted to look, and now being on the field for over a week and things have come together really nicely. I have a group of 25 players and people are working really, really hard. Not just individually, but collectively. It's a great group of young women that are battling for positions, but they're also creating some relationships and really developing the team dynamic that we're looking for.
Right. We talked last time, as you mentioned, about goals and expectations. For those that maybe didn't get to see that episode or don't remember, can you give us a refresher on those?
Well, we talked about it being special. To be part of this program, to be part of the athletic program. And so we've tried to set some standards. And if I'm being totally frank with you, this group, it's been easy so far. We had one glitch where some folks showed up late for practice, and we've taken care of that. But folks, our kids are handling themselves in a great fashion on and off the field. But with putting on a jersey and with working hard and all that, it's a commitment to each other. It's a commitment each and every day to get better. And right now, 9 days in, that's difficult. They're tired, but that's what we're stressing, and that's what we've got to do. Come October, it's going to be tough when school work piles up and stuff.
Right.
And we got to push through those times too. So that's what we're trying to establish: a culture of hard work and commitment to the team and to everybody else that's on the team.
All right. Well, you've said that you've been on the field now for 9 days. What are you seeing out there so far?
Right now, we're seeing a lot of tired bodies and minds and stuff like that. But people are trying to press through that. We have relatively speaking, this is the deepest team that I will have ever coached. Creating, developing, finding our top 11 is going to be difficult. And that might be that we have a group of 4 starters that you're going to see every day in the starting lineup come season, and that the other positions are who's playing best that week.
Right. And
it's going to keep us all honest because if you can't take time off and get better, or you can't take time off and still be a starter for us each and every game. And so I'm seeing people that are willing to work hard, people that are willing to try some positions that they didn't play in club or in high school because people want to be on the field. They don't want to be on the bench, and they know that, hey, if we're looking at them at other positions, that's probably a good thing, and so that's what we're seeing right now.
You mentioned you've got 25 players on the roster this year, and originally when we talked, it kind of sounded like you're kind of going to be stuck with the local area, but you've been able to expand outside of that, even outside of the country, to get some of the players, correct?
Yeah, it's been crazy cool because, again, I thought we were going to be a team mostly of Indiana, and right now we've stretched down into Puerto Rico for a player, and we also have a team manager who is a full-fledged member of the team that is also from Puerto Rico. We hit out west and California and Michigan and Florida. So we're a Midwestern team mainly, but we have great flavor and diversity from other areas of the country and outside the country.
All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about that roster. Just have you talk a little bit about each player, starting with one of those players from California, Amanda Nicholson, a junior.
Yeah, Amanda brings great leadership, and she brings a lot of energy to each and every session. She's a joy to be around. She has tremendous athletic ability. She will benefit from having a goalkeeping trainer. Our Kate Franks, assistant coach, she'll benefit from having her on a daily basis.
Okay. From Cincinnati, Ohio, freshman Nicolevisi.
Nicole is another one that is working really hard. She's improved over the last year when we first started talking with her and got a commitment from her early on. And again, consistent training is going to be what she needs. She knows she's tremendous, low-level goalkeeper, meaning below her waist, shot stopping and that type of thing. She's a great communicator. She needs to be a little bit more consistent with balls in the air, and she knows that. She's working hard at that.
Okay. From there, a freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Kristen Winner.
Well, it's Kirsten, and she is a goalkeeper that was highly touted, recruited by a number of schools, and we're fortunate to have her here. She's a funny kid. We need her to step up and assert herself a little bit more. All the talent in the world. And as I told you about the depth of this team, that you're talking goalkeepers here, she is one of them that provides great depth. All three of those players could quite possibly be starting in goal for us come 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see that battle for.
It is very interesting, and
yeah.
so.
All right, from there, out of Pendleton, a freshman, Alysha Shrink.
Alysha is one of those players that I mentioned. She's forward by nature, kind of a winger or an outside mid. She can get after people with the ball and run after folks. She's somebody that we're looking to find a place on the field for. And she might translate into a really good outside back for us in the sense that she is a strong young woman. She's technical, and she can serve a ball really well, and we like to have outside backs getting forward. Alysha, she's going to be in the mix somewhere, somehow. We're figuring that out with her.
Okay. Out of Indianapolis, Cindy Mejia.
Cindy is, she's a player that I've known for years and years, and has had a couple issues in personal issues relative to her family and stuff, a death in her family that she's had to overcome. She is battling that. And she is an incredible young woman that I am super proud, and I could talk for 2 hours about that young woman. She is an attacking influence. She will work hard, and she is going to create havoc for opponents. Probably as a central striker, maybe some at the wing, but I can't say enough about what she's battled through with a death in her family and still playing and all of that. So
Always tough to overcome.
yeah.
Talk about Chelsea Evans from Brookville, Ohio.
Chelsea is a transfer from Cincinnati State, which is a junior college that has had a really good program. She's a great influence at the back. Probably going to be a center back for us. She's a great leader, and we're thrilled to have her. She can play the game of soccer, but also she can win the ball back for you. And yeah, she's not a work in progress. She's there.
Okay. From there, also out of Indianapolis, we've got Ellie Guinn.
Ellie, unfortunately, one great side note with Ellie is her brother's on the men's team here, and I think he's doing good stuff from talking with Steve Moore, the men's coach. Unfortunately, Ellie had a knee injury coming into camp, and so we'll be without her this year, but has already displayed some great teammate skills. She isn't just sitting on the sideline telling jokes and stuff like that.
Right.
She's helping everybody out and keeping spirits up, and just had some surgery the other day, and we're wishing her well and hope she comes back real soon.
All right. Also out of Indianapolis, how about Deanna OBrien?
Deanna is, that kid is always smiling. We need to get her on the ball more because she does tremendous things. She's a central midfielder for us and will be in there. She will be in there a good bit. She can take players on, but she also is a good passer of the ball, and she is very, very strong. And so I think people that come watch us play will notice Deanna, and she'll do great stuff.
All right, out of Bradford, Ohio, freshman Brianna DC.
Yeah, Brianna is one of our first, I think she was the fourth person to commit here. I think this is a steal. We probably, because she's from a smaller high school, she probably went a little bit unnoticed. We're fortunate to have her here. She's going to be in the mix of things. She's battling a little bit of a quad issue right now, but she's working through that, and we're going to find out if she's a midfielder for us or a front, but she's also somebody that's going to be in the mix and all of that. So.
Okay. Then from Munster, a freshman, Priscilla CARB.
Wait until you see her run. She is going to create problems for people. She's a wide player for us for sure. She is a smaller build, but she is tough for a small build. And when I say she can run, she can flat out run, but she can also run with the ball, and she is really good with her services. Mm-hmm. She's going to create a lot of chances for people, and so we're excited to find a place and minutes for her to create problems for the opposition to defend.
Also out of Pendleton, how about Kirby PARKER?
Kirby is a back, and probably a wide back, maybe a center back for us. She just does what you ask her to do. She's not real vocal, which she might need to improve on. But again, came with Alysha. That Pendleton program has had a lot of success. Oh, yeah. She comes with confidence and all that. We're happy to have her as a defender. And ultimately, she could play a variety of positions, but I think that she's a defender for us.
All right. From there, Rachael Burgess out of Hamilton, Ohio.
Yeah, Rachael is struggling. She was our second commit, and she's struggling with a little bit of a knee issue. And we'll see how that develops. She is a very strong defensive player, but we're going to be working with her with kid gloves and making sure that we're not rushing into things with Rachael. But she'll be a center back sometime for us when healthy.
Okay. Then down in Jeffersonville, Indiana, Alyssa JONES.
Alyssa's somebody that it didn't take me very long to name her captain. She does things how you want people to do things. She is not real vocal, but not afraid to ask people to pick it up. She herself is going to do everything right. She's got pace. She's got skill to her game, and she's got a knowledge of the game, and she has a wonderful mind for finding the open player, and sometimes that's threading a ball in between two defenders or something like that. You know, she's a transfer from Parkland, which made it to the junior college national championships, and you can see that in her game that she has been on the big stage before. We're thrilled. We're thrilled with Alyssa.
All right. Ryan Woodard from Camden, Ohio.
Yeah, Ryan was, I believe, a three-time All-State player in Ohio. She is going to be in the center of the midfield for us. She is battling a little bit of some back niggles and that type of thing. She'll get through that, and we're still working on how I like her and some others to play the defensive center mid role. But she continues to get better and is doing everything that we're asking of her.
Then from Deltona, Florida, Larissa Gray, a junior.
Yeah, Larissa is another transfer that we have in, and we got her real late. And so she is still adjusting, getting into the apartment and stuff like that. She is a tremendous player with her back to goal. She is strong, and we need her to do that and then play real simple. And if she does that, she's going to find some minutes for us.
All right. How about Brooke Conway out of Noblesville?
Yeah, Brooke, Haley Conway's younger sister. Haley's on the women's basketball team. Brooke is a center back. Right now is getting a lot of minutes as the center back position. So in 2 weeks from now, we could see her as a starting back for us. She's shown great leadership and resiliency as we try to install how we want to play and tweak some things that maybe they have done in high school that I want to do differently. We're you know, again, she's a great kid, and she's going to do wonderful for us.
All right. How about Kiley Denson from Clayton, Ohio?
Yeah, Kiley is a Division II transfer, and she can play nearly anywhere. And it is going to be a matter of where she fits best relative to the other players. And that's a great compliment because, again, I could see her as a center back, outside back, anywhere in the midfield role. She could play up front. She works her rear end off and is a great leader out there for us. Right now, she is in the holding, the defensive center mid area, but that's not solidified yet. But I love her attitude and training habits.
Okay. From San Juan, Puerto Rico, Angeli Luna.
Yeah, Angeli is a player who just got finished playing with the U20 national team, Puerto Rico, and trying to qualify for the World Cup. She is an attacking-oriented player, probably a midfielder or a winger for us, but we're not leaving out the idea of her being an outside back. She's skillful and knows and loves the game of soccer. She needs to be harder, get into tackles, and every session that we've worked on defending, we've seen her ability to do that, and now she needs to show that on a daily basis. But again, we got a good player. We got a good player in Angeli.
All right. From there, tell us about Lauren Scott out of Indianapolis.
Yeah, Lauren is another really strong player who's capable of playing various positions. Probably going to be a central striker for us if I look forward into September. It's still hard because you know, she's a player that can play in a lot of different positions, and she is strong. It's hard to get the ball off of her, and she's willing to get into tackles and stuff like that. And as long as she continues to come and train hard and work hard and willing to play various positions, she's going to find minutes and maybe even a starting position.
Okay. How about Mejia Corbett from Cincinnati?
Yeah. Mia's another strong player who, when I watched her play with her club team, played as a center back. Probably not slotted to play there for us right now, but she is somebody that is strong and versatile and has trained really hard. And I think we're going to see her being one of those players that is going to grow over this next year, maybe more so than most others. And she is going to be somebody that nobody should sleep on because her minutes will increase as she improves tactically, her understanding of the position, where she needs to be. And part of that's on me and finding her a place and letting her grow and feel comfortable. But that I think is another player that might be a steal for us.
All right. How about Arielle Miller from Brooklyn, Michigan?
Yeah, a junior college transfer. I did not ever see her live. Watched her play on YouTube a couple times. Met with her. And I tell her most every day, film didn't do her justice. She has almost solidified a starting position for us. I am thrilled. She is a nice young woman, but she steps on the field and she's hard. She is a good teammate. She does whatever you ask. I think we're going to see Arielle, even though she's been as a midfielder more or as a winger, I think that she might win one of those outside back positions that we're looking for, because she's tidy with the ball. She can get forward, and yet she will defend and can defend, and will only grow as she learns that position.
All right, then from Englewood, Ohio, Jordyn Prim.
Jordyn is another one that we named captain. She was our first commit. I've known Jordyn for a number of years. I love the fact that she's one of the hardest workers, but she's also willing to be the bad guy at times and call people out and say, hey, this isn't good enough. And I think she's able to do that because she works really hard, but she's able to voice that in a way that others respect, and she doesn't turn people off. And she's a front runner for us. Maybe some time in the midfield, but she's gonna be probably a central striker for us, or a winger.
How about Nikki Mittenthal out of Richmond?
Nikki's done great, and she's had a couple practices that I think she has been out of the world, and she needs to be more consistent. She needs to be better with balls in the air, and we need to get her totally healthy. But we've been really pleased. Really pleased with Nikki.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
How about Ina Tarula from Indianapolis?
Ina's another goalkeeper who, she's a goalkeeper, but she's only played that position for a year and a half, and so she's a work in progress. And that's a compliment, because we're not just taking anybody there. She works really, really hard, and there is potential for her in the future, and she just needs to get some footwork corrected, and Kate is working with her. She's asked for extra training already, and we love having her around. She is one of the, how do I want to say, you know, the cogs of the wheel, you know, that people love being around her, and she's a great fun and a ball of energy, and so Ina's done great.
And last but not least, out of Fort Wayne, Emily Myers.
Emily is probably a midfielder for us, but she is somebody that we're looking as. She is a winger as well, and I originally thought maybe an outside back, but that's maybe not going to suit her game. I don't know if I've scared the death out of her or what, but you know, at first she was a little bit reserved, and can I say struggled a little bit, but she's had 2 really good days of practice in a row. Her confidence is coming along. That young woman is skillful and has the ability to play really good soccer.
All right. What's it like, though, to have such an eager group of kids to play?
Well, I mean, it's a joy. I mean, because again, we're a number of days into preseason, and we got some injuries, and we're all tired. I know they're tired because I'm exhausted and I'm not doing the work that they are. Right. And I'll tell you, it's been a real pleasure. And this isn't just talk on the TV. It's been a real pleasure to deal with these guys, how they conduct themselves, and you know, when we talk about a foundation and success and winning games and ultimately winning championships, right, you don't do that with kids, young women that can't turn in their laundry on time or don't do their paperwork on time and all that. They're not a bunch of angels, but these kids are working for one another, and they're doing what we're asking. Right. And that is the foundation for bigger and better things. And so for me, and I told them today at practice, I couldn't be happier. And I can be hard on them, and I go after them at practice a little bit. They don't let that faze them. I can't sing their praises enough.
All right. Home games for soccer are going to be played at Centerville High School, correct?
Correct.
All right. And what are some of the games, not necessarily home games, but games on the schedule this year that you've already got circled and really looking forward to?
Well, it's kind of my philosophy. I'm a very competitive person, and so you don't take this to the exact T. September, most of September really doesn't matter, does it? Because we can lose all of those games, and then we turn around and win all of the conference games in the tournament, and we go to the national tournament. And everyone's saying that's a success. And I'm not saying we're going to win all the games in the conference, but what I am saying is that September non-conference games, and our schedule's tough, doesn't matter as much as conference. And so we're still going to be building. We're still going to be trying to tweak things in September,
right,
even at the expense of maybe losing or not getting the result that we want. We want to establish how we want to play. We want to establish how our substitution patterns and all that come about. And then come October and the end of September, I believe, our first conference games, all those games are circled, right? You know, every one of those games is important. Point Park makes it to the national tournament last year. Why put them above Brescia or Midway or Cincinnati Christian? All those games are important. So, and we will focus on that. We're not talking about anyone in particular. We're talking about each and every one of those River States conference games.
All right. Well, thanks for your time today. We're
Hey,
looking forward to
thank
a
you.
great season. And there you have it from Shane Meridith, the head women's soccer coach, talking about his program's inaugural season. We'll take a break and be right back with more Inside IUE Sports.